Hello, everybody, and welcome to mindyourlungs.com. The first thing we want to kind of go over, and I understand that this has been a problem for some people, is understand the walking and breathing. Okay, so when we try to walk and breathe, a lot of times when I say every one step you take, you breathe in, one step you take, you breathe out, and then you can move to a 2-on-1 ratio where every 2 steps you take, you breathe in, 2 steps you take, you breathe out. I found that a lot of people find that very, very confusing. So why don't we go ahead and practice right now? Okay, so we're going to take a few minutes out to actually practice the walking and breathing ratios. And just kind of, mind you, if you're not getting this right, you don't skip it or ignore it. You keep doing it until you kind of get to a mastery position with it. There's a big reason why we do this. The big reason why we are very successful in what we do. You have to implement the proper techniques in order to get from point A to point B without being so out of breath. Okay, and take it from me. All right, a lot of people know me and understand that what position I'm at and where I rank in regards to a pulmonary therapist. Okay, respiratory therapist. Okay, same thing actually. But anyways, okay. So let's understand the 2-1-1. So if you haven't done so already, please be seated. Okay, you shouldn't be standing at this. You should be sitting down because this will be very helpful in understanding the breathing ratios. So let's focus on a one-on-one. Okay. All right. So as you're seated right now, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale. Why do we have to do that? We don't have to. The point is, let's just take a couple of big deep breaths. That was the whole point. Okay, now let's go ahead and focus on the breathing and walking. Okay, so how this works is while we're seated, we're going to take one foot, lift it up, bring it back down. Okay, don't make this difficult. All right, don't make this difficult. Okay, so we're going to take one foot, and we're going to touch the ground with it. As that foot touches the ground, you're going to go and start with an inhalation or an exhalation. From this point, let's just start with an inhalation. Okay, that means you're going to inhale. All right, so we're going to inhale. As soon as that touches the ground, inhale. Okay, this foot touches the ground, exhale. One step inhale, one step exhale. Practice with me. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. But some people found that, keep going, some people found this to be very unnatural, okay? If it feels unnatural, maybe that's the reason why you're having so much hard times breathing. It might feel unnatural, but what you've been doing for such a long time might not have been the correct way of breathing, and that's what kind of rendered you out of breath, okay? Not saying it was indefinite, and that was the main reason, but it was a pretty good reason. If you're not breathing like this with a walk on a one-on-one, you most likely will be out of breath very quickly. But if I know you're breathing like that, or us respiratory therapists, if we know you're breathing like that, we know for a fact that CO2 will not be an issue because you're breathing with the exercise and you are ventilating. Okay, not just oxygenating, ventilating. Okay, big difference between oxygenation and ventilation. Everyone thinks it's the same thing. It's not. There's a big difference on ventilation and oxygenation. So anyways, one step you would breathe in, one step you would breathe out. Let's do it a few times, and I'll go over a few other techniques and stuff like that, okay? All right, one step. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Don't just sit there. This is not just education. Interact with me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay? If you need to, rewind this and go over that again on the one-on-ones. We're going to go over a two-on-one really quick, but why do we use a one-on-one? Why would we use every one step breathing in, one step breathing out? It might seem so excessive, but why do we do that? Why do we do that? We use one-on-ones when we go upstairs, up a hill, okay? That's when we usually use a one-on-one. You should be, because those large leg muscles are going to consume everything you got. You got to give it what it needs. Okay, give your body what it needs. It needs that oxygen. It needs that ventilation. Okay, you got to breathe. As your pace increases, so should your respiratory rate. As you're breathing like this, I know for a fact you're not holding your breath during an exercise. Okay, that's one of the major points in this. As your pace increases, so should your respiratory rate. I've seen dozens and dozens of people, when they start walking or jogging, they tend to hold their breath sometimes. Okay, they're breathing completely out of whack. Okay, that's the big point. So remember, one-on-ones are usually used going up a hill. When you anticipate you're going to be very out of breath, use the one-on-ones. Look at it that way. They're usually used going up a hill or going upstairs. When you anticipate you're going to be out of breath, use that technique. Now let's move to a two-on-one. Okay. Now look, two-on-ones, very simple. Let's not make this difficult. Don't make this calculus. Let's use our right leg. You can use your left if you want, but use your right leg as a marker for right now, just during the demonstration. Okay. What that means is every time that right leg touches that ground, you're going to go ahead and start your breathing and switch it to the other side. Okay. I don't want to make that even difficult because that sounded difficult. When I put my leg down, that's when I switch my breathing. The other leg, and I'll demonstrate in a second, we're going to do it together, okay? The other leg is continuing on whatever this leg was started with, okay? So as this leg, let's say I'm going to start with an inhale. Inhale, okay? This leg, as it touches, I'm still continuing on with the inhale, okay? As this leg touches the ground again, the second time, I'm going to switch it from the inhale to the exhale. All right, let's do it together, but watch how I do it, okay? Inhale, still inhaling, exhale, still exhaling, inhale, still inhaling, exhale, still exhaling. In, out, out. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, still inhaling. Exhale, still exhaling. Inhale, still inhaling. Exhale, still exhaling. Keep your back straight. And stop breathing like a squirrel. Good. In, out, out. Focus. It's so easy to give up. It's so easy to give up. Okay? Now, when you are trying to run or jog, a lot of people would love to go and they just gun it. They'll do a Valsalva maneuver when they first start. That's like they push off from the chair or where they're at from a seated position, and they'll just push. And then as soon as they stand up, it's like, I'm not sure what happened. Because you are straining. That straining is called a Valsalva maneuver. Okay. What that really is you're straining so much, it's going to increase intracranial as well as pressure in your body from the blood. And as you relax, okay, it's like a big jolt and you feel a little dizzy, like almost like a vertigo, an acute vertigo, where you feel dizzy and you're going to sit back down because it just feels like too much. All right. So that's something you definitely don't want to do. When you're walking, okay, when you have to, let's say you're going to jog, a lot of people like to go to a 3-on-1. Every 3 steps they take, they breathe in. 3 steps they take, they breathe out. Do not do that. I am not showing anything like that, okay? If you want to succeed in this, do it exactly the way I'm asking you to do it, okay? You will find your breathing gets a lot easier, all right? Now, if your ultimate goal in mynewlungs.com is to completely eliminate all forms of work of breathing, that is not realistic, okay? I want you to understand, a cheetah can achieve 80 miles an hour. Think about this. A cheetah, and I've said this multiple times, but a cheetah can achieve 80 miles an hour, but it doesn't do it hours on end, okay? It's not like a vehicle, all right? It can achieve 80 miles an hour, but it only does it for a couple seconds, maybe even at that, maybe like a half a second, it'll reach it, okay? But it doesn't do hours on end. It gets very winded. It doesn't mean it needs an albuterol treatment. It's okay to be winded. Okay? It's just a signal. Stop thinking it's something else. It's just a signal being sent from your brain to your body, letting you know, breathe. Okay? Because the whole thing with exercising is the form of lactic acid that turns obviously into CO2. CO2 causes work of breathing. Okay? Anyways, if you have any questions or need additional help, there's nothing wrong with going to telerehabilitation. We're always going to state that because telerehab, a lot of the doctors love the program. They love the Mind You Lungs, but they also love the where we're able to see you, you're able to see us. Don't worry, okay? We'll guide you through everything, all right? But please stay safe. Try the techniques. Don't just look at them and skip to the next one. That's the worst thing you could ever do, okay? Also, you got it, and my timer is almost off here. Also, when you are trying to, I know that can get a little annoying. I apologize, but well, don't push yourself too much. Okay, don't try to do 2 days in one day. Okay, 2 days of therapy in one day. You got to give your body time to rest and relax. Give it a chance to recoup and repair itself. Do not skip. Don't skip to the next sessions until the next day. Okay? Very, very important. Because I see a lot of people, they go from a level 1 to a level 2 in a week, and I'm like, what are you doing? How? I said, those are to be done once a day. It's like taking a pill. You don't take the whole bottle in one day. You take it, and this is kind of like a pill. It's called the goyim. It means get off your butt and move. Okay? You want to, you got to take it just like a pill in a sense. All right? I'm going to use that more often. Actually, that was pretty funny. Even though I probably made myself laugh. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thank you for, actually move on to the next session. But thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one. If you need additional help, like I said, or if you want to practice more, just rewind it. Just go back, to the beginning and redo the whole video again until you get it down good and patent. Okay? I will be introducing this a little bit more often too, though. See you guys. Bye.